Hello and welcome to another episode of Rico'S Rants. I'm your host, Rico DiGiorgio. Um, Based on my reviews, you guys may know that I am a big fan of horror films. And I would say that the horror films that really scared me as an adult compared to the ones that scared me as a kid are different. What scared me as a kid was Chucky and Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and shit like that. You know, shit that, for the most part, can't happen. Because as a child, your imagination runs wild. You know, you have nightmares. You think Freddy might come and get you. Halloween could theoretically happen. But what really scares me is shit that could really happen. Jaws scared me. Now, I know you can argue that the shark attacks are not as common. Jaws embellishes it. It's really inaccurate. However, I ain't going to the fucking ocean. What also scares me is movies like Strangers, Hard Candy, and Halloween, where just a guy goes psycho and stalks people and kills them one by one. That could happen. I just saw a fucking movie that I've been wanting to watch ever since I saw the trailer, and I never had a chance to. At the video room that I work at, we never got it on DVD. So I was like, oh, someday I'll find it. Maybe I'll have to shell out and order it on Amazon, have it mailed to me. I'm an old, I like DVDs and collecting and VHSs and shit. I don't really like streaming shit. But then I saw Knock Knock tonight. Finally had a chance. It was on HBO Go. I said, ooh. And I knew it was a movie I was going to have to watch for myself. It's not a movie that my girlfriend can watch with me. You know. Started before I went to work. Got about 20 minutes into it. And I was like, fuck, I gotta go to work. Went to work. I came back, hung out with Stephanie, ate some food. You know, and then she went to sleep. And I said, alright, now I'm going to go watch this. My mom's out of town. My stepfather's asleep upstairs. I got the whole living room to myself. I sit down, I watch it. I'm actually kind of rarely jittery, and I have to talk. All right, so and it's 2:30, almost 3 a.m. right now, so I'm very tired, but I'm wired at the same time. Knock Knock. The premise is Keanu Reeves is happily married, father of two, happily married with his wife, who's an artist, and he's an architect. And due to an injury that he had in his shoulder, he stays home on Father's Day with the family dog while the family goes on vacation to the beach. And he's waiting for his um, masseuse to help him with his shoulder, and he's got some work to do, and he's trying to catch up on it. Yada, yada, yada. It's raining. There's a knock at the door. There's two beautiful young women soaking wet, and they say, oh, I think we're at the wrong address. Our cab dropped us off at the wrong address. We're looking for a party. Yada, yada, yada. Because he's such a nice guy, he says, oh, well, come on in. You know, I'll let you call someone. You know, let me take your phone, put it in a bowl of rice, and let me dry your clothes for you. You're soaking wet. Let me get you an Uber. He gets an Uber. It's 45 minutes because they're, despite the fact that there are houses nearby, they're seemingly in the middle of nowhere in the storm and yada yada yada. So Uber's gonna be 45 minutes. And they start flirting with him and talking about themselves. Their names are Belle and fuck. All right, look. As I'm describing this, I'm gonna have to go do some research because I fucking blanking on some of them. But they start flirting with him and start talking about sex and their own promiscuity and yada yada. Okay, so Genesis and Belle. Genesis is sort of the leader of the two, and she's played by Lorenza Izzo. Belle is played by Ana de Armas, and they're both, from what I understand, they're both Hispanic actresses, and I think this was filmed in Chile for some reason. Even though it's supposed to be set somewhere in the U.S., or it could very well could be in Chile, or I don't know. They didn't really specify where it's set, but there's a lot of Hispanic, shit like Keanu Reeves' wife is from Argentina and blah 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 blah. And you know, I gotta give Eli Roth, the director, credit, even though he's a filmmaker of usual torture porn type of shit. This is a different type of torture porn. It's psychological and it's not gory. It's I'll get there, but he actually sets a tone of um just uneasiness as they keep sitting closer and they're in robes and he's trying to be the nice guy. He's talking about his life. Oh, I used to be a DJ. Now I'm an architect. I'm a father of two. Yada yada yada. And they seem interested. They tell him that they are flight attendants. All they do is travel, and then they get closer to him, and he is arousing as they are. He keeps getting up and going to another chair, and they kind of follow him. And one thing leads to another. The Uber's there. He gets all their clothes, gets all their stuff. They go to the bathroom, and he finds them in the bathroom, and they're having a shower and in a bubble bath, and they invite him in. Come play with us. No one will ever know. We're going to be going off to we're going to leave the country again. Who's going to know? We're not going to tell anybody. It's going to be our little secret. And as much as he says, no, I'm happily married. I can't do this. They basically force themselves on him, and then he gives in. They just start sucking his dick, and he just says, oh, fuck it. Why not, basically. Now, after a night of intense sex, that he wakes up, they're not there. He goes to the kitchen, they're there. And the whole fucking place is a mess. And, they're acting wild and peculiar, and they're taunting him. And he's saying, all right, you guys gotta go. You gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't handle this shit. Get the fuck out. Please leave. And then they turn the cards on him and say, that they're underage. And that what he's done is statutory rape. And he's going to go to jail. And he's a pervert. And he's cheated on his wife. And he's a horrible father to his kids because he fucked 15-year-olds. And, oh my God, dude, So, there's a cat and mouse game to it. And then it's just, they tie him up, and there's a woman, his masseuse comes over, and before they tie him up, he, answers the door, and then Genesis, says, he doesn't want your massage. And then the woman gets all high and mighty and says, I'm not happy about this, your wife, deserves better, and leaves. And he says, it's not what you think, blah, 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 blah. I was more Nicolas Cage than Keanu Reeves, but it doesn't matter. I could almost see Nicolas Cage in this movie, actually. And then, as they keep threatening him, they finally give in and say, fine, take us home. So he gives him a ride to a house, drives home, cleans up the mess. Then, at the late at night, he hears a break-in, goes out, and they knock him unconscious, and then tie him up. I'm getting all skewed here. And I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil the fuck out of this, because I got to tell you about the ending. His wife's art dealer shows up to pick up her latest piece to send to the gallery. and they say, "Oh, we're his nieces, yada yada yada." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, that's cool." Sees the art piece, and they have ruined the art piece, and like it's a giant sculpture, and they've drawn dicks and titties and graffiti all over it. And he has an asthma attack, and falls and dies, and cracks his head on the thing and dies. They wrap him up in in like wrapping paper and shove him in the back of his van to be picked up for like he's going to be the sculpture piece. Keanu is tied to a chair and has to watch this all the time. Then they do another game in the game where they dress up in his suit. One of them is dressed up sort of like a Vanna White type character, and they're doing a game show type game. And they taunt him, and whenever he gets an answer wrong, he's got headphones on. They blast music and make him scream in pain. Um, they taunt him, and they basically said, "All right, final question: what is the correct answer for what should happen to a pedophile? Is it should go to jail for the rest of his life and get raped repeatedly? Is it castration, or is it death?" And then they say the correct answer is death. And as tense as this is, I did kind of laugh out loud. And it's nothing against Keanu Reeves' acting. I think he's actually become a decent actor over time. But there is this part where he goes ballistic and starts screaming at them. And he goes on this rant. I mean, I know it's called Rico's Rants, but this really should have been Keanu's rant, where he says, "So you're gonna kill me? Why? Because you fucked me? I fucked you and you fucked me. You sucked my dicks. Both of you were sucking on my cock, and now you're gonna fucking kill me? Fuck you! Fuck you, you fucking fucks! This is bullshit! Fuck you!" And like that is the abridged version. It goes on and on and on, and you're like, Jesus, this is some fucking exquisite acting. Um, so that is kind of the weakest part of this movie. It's just it I don't know if it's Keanu's voice or the fact that when he does become emotional, it does kind of seem like he's being childish about it, but I don't know. It was just a funny part for a really tense movie, and maybe that's what it was needed. It needed some weird levity for a fucked up situation. And after that, they say, "Well, if you're gonna die at dawn, so stop crying about it." And he's watching them as they dig up his backyard and dig a giant grave, and then they fucking dump his ass in the grave and sit him up where his head is up. So they bury him, and only his head is exposed. And they say, "All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna kill you." He's like, "Please don't do this. Don't." There's a lot of, "Don't fucking kill me. Please don't fucking kill me." It's like, "All right, we'll do it if you tell your wife everything." He's like, "Okay, I will. I will." And they call his wife, and it goes to voicemail. And he starts to tell them, tell the voice, say what happened on the voicemail. And then he says, "They fucking made me do it. Call 911. Call 911." And it's revealed that they actually had hung up right when it hit the voicemail. It was all bullshit. And they pick up a giant sculpture, and they're about to bash his fucking head in. And they drop it next to him. And they say, "Did you honestly think we were going to kill you? It's all a game." Like, and they have destroyed his house, all the artwork and all the paintings, and there's stuffing everywhere. They stole his dog. Like, I was like, all this is fucked up, and they fucking stole the dog too. That's really, holy shit, these fuckers. And then they reveal they're not 15. They're actually like 22. And they don't have, like, everything that they basically told him was bullshit. And they said, "Knock, knock." And he refuses to go along with it. And they say, so they ask each other, "Knock, knock. Who's there?" "Evan." "Evan who?" "Eventually, you die. Eventually, if you cheat, you die." And then they leave, take the dog, and fuck off. And he's still there. And they have revealed that there's a part where they flat out just rape him. They have him tied up, and one of them arouses him and rides him and rapes him, and the other one films it. And they have revealed that they actually had posted that whole video on Facebook. So now all of his Facebook friends are aware of it, which means it's now out there. And they kind of push it in the dirt in front of him. He has forced to watch this, and he kind of is about to hit delete, and he can't hit delete. He just knocks it down, and then his family comes home, sees the ruckus, sees this whole house in disarray, and because it was Father's Day, and because Lewis, the art dealer who died with from the asthma attack, he kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a party." So the kids come home and said, "Daddy had a party," and it ends like that. Now back to what I was saying about Eli Roth. Eli Roth did Hostel and Cabin Fever. He does a lot of gory, if not torture porn. This had no gore. This had very, very, very little blood. There's like in comparison, your average horror film has gallons and gallons and gallons of blood. This movie had that much blood, that much fake blood. A little bit here, and then like when fucking Lewis hits his head, there's a small pool. Like literally, just you get more blood donating blood than what's in this movie. However, I am fucking shocked. I am tense. I'm gonna sleep fine. But the lesson in this is there are people that knock on your door that do need help. There are also people who knock on your door who are there to fuck you up. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do in his situation. You see two young, helpless girls, you want to help them, especially if you're a father. You want to help people, especially if in your own mind you think you're a good person. That being said, in the situation that they put him in, their logic is not found. Yes, he fucked them. Yes, he gave in. Yes, he made a mistake. But he didn't seek them out. He didn't look for someone to cheat on. They put him in a position that unfortunately he did make the wrong choice. However, I'm looking at it trying to look at it in his point of view. They forced themselves on him. Yes, he could have shoved them off, but with his injury, it's hard. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to imagine how the following day of this movie was, which is he's telling his wife, they came in, I was trying to be a good Samaritan, they came in and raped me, tied me up, tortured me, killed him, fucking destroyed the house, and buried me alive. Even if he did say, "Oh yeah, fucking get in here and let's do this, my wife's gone," I don't know if any fucking man deserves this. I have never cheated in my entire life, and I never will cheat. I've been cheated on, and I know that shit hurts. This doesn't fucking condone this. I'm sorry. But it's fucking scary, man. Whether it's a pretty girl bats her eyelashes or a pretty man, bats his eyelashes. Beauty is a fucking beast. And I gotta give the girls credit, man. They did phenomenally. They were seductive with a little bit. They were unnerving. And then when they went full on crazy and were cackling and laughing and taunting this fucking dude, it was terrifying. I mean, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But the real thing that was really, really, really shocking for me, not that shocking, but it still hit me, There's a part where Keanu's playing with his kids and he pretends to be a monster. Monster angry, monster gonna get you. And they do that shit to him. It's like, oh, is monster upset? And he said, how the fuck do you know that? They had been spying on him all day. They mapped this out. He's not at fault. This is fucking premeditated. They used his life against them. They knew everything about him. And their logic is they all do this. All men, always say yes to us. You know what? If I was in this situation and I had to tell Stephanie this is what happened, I am 100% confident she would fucking forgive my ass. She said, "Yeah, you were fucking raped. This is fucked up. This is awful. They put you in positions, hello, that you should not have been, and they fucking buried you." What is she gonna do? Be like, "Yeah, let's fucking you miss a spot and cover my head?" No. This movie was fucking scary, and you know what? I think I'm kind of looking at it with some Me Too goggles. I'm an advocate of Me Too. I'm always reserve judgment until like proof. I'm not going to go with anybody who makes accusation. I do tend to believe in accusation, but I also want proof. Unfortunately, this doesn't help women. I think this movie may have failed because it was released right around the same time of that. And I think a lot of men were saying, see, women are liars. Women put men in bad positions. Women are liars. You know what? Everybody lies. A lot of people fucking lie. Men, women, animal, vegetable, mineral, doesn't matter. It was just, this is, obviously I'm going on more than I should, but style-wise, I like the film. I thought the film was well crafted. I like the way Eli Roth used the camera, and when he filmed the whole house in the hallway, and you get this happy family, and in the end of the camera pans around and shows all this destruction, how these two fucking nutcases fucked this guy's whole entire life up just because he opened the door and said, "Oh sure, come on in." Fuck that, dude. When the pizza guy knocks on my door, I'm gonna say, "I already paid you. Leave it at the door." Ain't no one coming to my fucking house unless I know them. That being said, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share, and don't forget to follow my podcast with my friend CJ at Podeskew Podcast on Twitter. Bye, guys.